always the one stirring the pot in all these situations.
She's definitely fiery.
Everyone in here apparently thinks that I'm so negative and vindictive, when all I've ever done is put everyone before me.
I need you to pick it up, Liv. I need you to pick it up. Pick yourself up, darling. Pick yourself up. Okay? Because you are an instigator. All right? Now, I don't think you're doing it on purpose to try and hurt people, but I think you are definitely an instigator and you're unaccountable. And we have to hold you to account because you're out here moving mad. And I brought the evidence to the table. I brought the evidence to the table, Your Honor. Okay? I want to supplant the evidence that this girl is an instigator of the highest order. And if she's going to cry about being called out on this episode that's coming up, we need to hold her accountable, because at the end of the day, when you instigate, that we will have to investigate. And when we investigate and we find evidence of what you've been doing, I need you to be accountable. Okay? Let's bring some order to the court. Listen, if you're new to the channel, make sure you like, share, subscribe, click on that bell button for the notifications of the uploads. We appreciate you guys stay locked and still. Let's get into this video, because we saw Liv crying on this episode, and I thought, you know what, let me go back into the archives, because I want to pull up one or two clips, because it's so funny. Before I watched this episode, I haven't watched it yet, to be honest. I'm actually doing a video well before it's time, but you didn't know that, but now you know that, but I know that, we know that, you know what I'm saying to you. But anyway, I had already had this video in my mind to do, and the thing was, Liv, I saw, has been instigating several instances, right? Now, I'm going to talk a little bit deeper as to why she begins to instigate, because reality situations, there is a reason why. Now, I don't want to be facetious straight away and go straight into like, yes, she did it on purpose, she wants to hurt people. I think a lot of times some people don't realize, because they don't have emotional tact and emotional intelligence. And sometimes what ends up happening is you talk too much, and then you bring a solution that is actually irrelevant to the point. And usually the reason why the solution is irrelevant to the situation is because you don't have the emotional tact to understand the nuances of that particular scenario and situation. You're too fast to act and not enough time listening and actually waiting to see how best to solve the issue. You see, the difference between somebody who stirs a pot and the person who brings peace literally is usually the end result. Right? And usually the end result seems to be a pattern that usually is the same. When you get a peacemaker, when they come in, you feel a sense of peace. When a peacemaker comes in, they're not reviling, they're not happy, they're not wanting conflict, they're not excited by the buzz and the buzz. They actually don't want to be there. But because you're there and you've called them, they're willing to help you in that scenario. And they usually also bring solutions that are actually going to bring peace rather than bring more conflict. Let's get into this video and talk a little bit more about why I believe Liv is an instigator and needs to be held accountable, because there needs to be order in the court. All right, let's get into this video. Make sure you like, share, subscribe again once more. All right, let's get into the first one. The first one we need to talk about is the very first instance where this actually why I saw this happen. It might have happened earlier, but it's the first time I saw it. Remember this clip.
I'm 50-50.
Go put him, try again. Go now.
Where should I bring him to?
Just say, can we have a chat, and then Hakim can come over here. Go.
But I don't want to bother.
Go.
See how she was pushing her go, go, go? Now, Liv will tell you she was doing it for your interest. And I kind of believe that she's telling the truth. But I also believe that she doesn't realize that her trauma is informing her decision-making. Why is your first instance that, go in there and go and get your man? Why? Well, first and foremost, because she was also guilty too. But number two, also because that action is not well thought out. For her to go and interrupt that conversation, it shows her she's a little bit guilty. But you wanted her to go, and in the end, Liv went with her. So I don't think Liv is actually doing it on purpose. I think Liv is just not thinking on an emotional level. I think actually Liv is somebody who doesn't do very well with emotional solutions. And a lot of people are like this. When they don't want to deal with the emotions of people, when you are somebody who's quote unquote dismissive, avoidant, you avoid emotions and emotional situations. You think they're a little bit soft, a bit vulnerable. You think that people are manipulative when they get emotional, and you rather just act. There are many of you people who are listening to this, you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? And if you are one of those people that are listening to this and it's starting to make sense, you need to reach out to me, okay? Because I'm here to help you coach, okay? I'm here to coach you, okay? All right, cool. So if you're one of those people that where your friends come to you and your first thing is you got a solution straight away, you want them to move without actually fully listening, or you're one of those people that when they start telling you their problem, you start getting vexed and annoyed, because you're like, oh, you don't want to listen. You just want to provide a solution. You want to get straight to the solution point. You're probably somebody who doesn't do very well when it comes to emotions. Now, of course, if you're telling me about a friend who's come to you on the 10th or 11th time, you've given them the same advice, that's completely different. But you know that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about that friend that comes once or twice, and then you just be, oh, and your solution was you want it to get out of the way quick. A bit like a Christian who tells you I'm going to pray for you, but doesn't pray for you because really and truly he doesn't want to have a conversation with you and doesn't really want to know your problem. He just wants to be able to pray over it and quote unquote let you be. Now that's usually because again you're not aware of the emotional sensitivities that come with a situation. And sometimes the solution is just to listen. It's not actually to run out there and do something. And as you saw with Hannah, she got rebuked. The boys actually sent Hannah back away. So I don't think necessarily, again, that she's doing it on purpose, but she needs to be accountable because regardless of whether you're doing it on purpose or not, your ignorance, okay, all right, it's still going to get you into trouble, all right? If you didn't know there was a red and yellow light in a country and it meant something, your ignorance, it still can get you arrested. You know what I mean? Okay, the second time this happened, okay, let's do this.
What are you doing sitting here and telling me? Seriously. You can preach to me, and we can walk around here and go, yeah, but what he's going to come down
I don't want to fight with him.
But what he's going to come down here and tell us.
So what, you think I should go?
Notice again, and I even cut the video short, she actually asked her, so what do you think I should do? And she's going to tell her, go up there and get your man. Right? Once again, while I do believe Liv believes that she's helping people and putting them first, it's not really putting them first because you don't have the wisdom. Okay, you're lacking in wisdom, Liv. And when you lack in wisdom, it tends to lead to stupid actions on behalf of yourself or other people. When you're not slowing down and your first instance is to move rather than actually to calculate. The Bible says before you build, you should count the cost. Before you think about doing something, you're not counting the cost and actually calculating. Then what you end up doing is being impulsive and reactory. And reactive is usually a sign of trauma that is there. You see, when we respond, it's different from being reactive. When I respond, it's because I've taken time and then I'm responding. But when I react, it's because boom, 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 boom. It's instinctual. And so what ends up happening is my reaction is what usually gets me into trouble. And what we saw with Liv is her reaction to tell people, yeah, just go up and get your man. Now, let me show you a last little instance of her causing more carnage. I just knew when Liv said, who cares, it was going to incite a riot. You see, at that point, what you didn't see before this clip is actually you saw three people, right? You saw, and I can't remember who the other person was, but I know definitely it was Jana, and I think it was, there was someone else as well. And anyway, so Jana was trying to tell her, listen, you know what I mean? Calm down, yeah? Don't let your chest get too much, yeah? So just calm down. And you saw, obviously, Liv there. Who cares? Now, it probably wasn't even the worst thing, but because it encapsulates her energy already from what she's already said beforehand, it's not the most soothing comment, who cares? And it's just like, at that point, right, who cares? You know, Leah is just looking for an excuse at this point in time because she's already spiraling to go on a mad one. And we do. She ends up saying F you to Rob as well in the end, right? So what I said about instigating, I haven't even watched the latest episode yet, so I don't know, but I'm sure there's something else that's happening there. But the fact that Hakeem picked it up tells me all we need to know. That you are in way too many situations where you are given advice that doesn't have no wisdom. Okay, so we're gonna leave it there. Listen, if you're really about making sure that you wanna provide good solutions to people and help people, you wanna make sure that your advice comes with a place of wisdom and it grants more peace. But when your advice is about go and do this and bulldoze, it just ends up with people getting bulldozed. And when people get bulldozed, nobody likes to be run over. Do you know what I'm saying to you? Now, if you're somebody who's a bulldozer and runs over people and gives bad advice or advice that you feel like people are not taking, then maybe you need to reach out to me because maybe actually there's something deeper we need to look at for you. A lot of times when people give this kind of advice, it's because they are themselves not attached to their emotions very well. Okay? So, also, reach out to me, click on my link on the description box and sign up for my coaching. Okay? I don't want you to be alone. Okay? All right? We're here to help. All right? Appreciate you guys. Still, we'll see you again soon. Much love.